out. And I'ma work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh. Alright, it's getting kinda dirty in these YouTube streets. The Amin Ra squad, God thinking you dudes weak. Islam or Judaism, where you learn what you dudes teach. The West African rapper slapping with that voodoo speech. All that sub-Saharan terror about a cuckoo feet. I'm like Norma, that agricultural farmer that grew you wheat for the storehouses. We feed the Hebrews and lead the people when we defeat the feeble. They wanna know polite rip me off, but Sonetta paid me my money though. That mean he 100. And I'ma work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh. Nubian with the Jews, I rock the pinky. I think Jesus got to save me, a doctor save me, a Dr. Inky. I cop the copper jewels on blue and red. I'm not the chakra doctor y'all claim woke, but you in bed, you won't pop a chopper, you Grandmaster J. You just talking. Punks turn the other cheek and you will walk away. Y'all gon' have to pardon my Moorish. That's to Harker Bay. I'm on that black African power on my darkest day. And that's my brother. Y'all and them other punks. We brought them gators to Italy. You loving the Moors. And now I'm teaching from my shrine like Brother Jabari. Scope in the savannah cause I'm on another safari. Tasha K showed us Frank record. Young Pharaoh just losing his mind and y'all can't help him. I know one thing, you're a fool if you're still out here donating to Umar school. That shit cool. And I'ma work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh. Look. You showing your hidden colors like Tariq Nasheed. A bunch of pseudo information I don't think I need. Probably lying on the text, ask to find a Zion lap. Just get that microphone ready. With Metal Netta, I'm Stone Jetty. I'm Ujahu, Assault, Imhotep. Y'all probably timid still on them Bobby Hemmett teachings. I'm in Gozy with the DNA. You cats corny and it's killing me too. You talk that black shit, but you look here like a real need therapy, they telling me just chillin', be cool. I'm a magi archer, you a sad guy talking. And I'ma work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh.
What's up with it? How y'all doing this evening? What's been on your mind? What's been going on? Woo, I just got back from a good drive. My everyday commute, super commute. Golly. I be doing much. I be doing a whole lot. I'll just be chilling though. Representing for the family, man. You know, the theme of tonight's show is work together or work forever. It takes teamwork to make a dream work. You understand that? Y'all remember how that worked? Peace. Well, I see my man say lying on the text like Devon, ask Devon and Zion Lex. Ask him, I didn't say like. I just said ask him. Let's get it popping tonight though. Just for a minute at least. I don't think I'm about to, excuse me. I don't think I'm about to be on all night or nothing. Excuse me. But I did just want to build. See who's gonna tap in tonight. See what we could get popping. I subscribe to my own page to see when YouTube will give me some notifications. Subscribe to my page for another page, and I can't even get notifications on my own when I go live. I see Sunday out. I see Nazir Netcher. My people out there tapping in. But how you think they built the pyramids though? Everybody always asks that question. How did they build the pyramids? If I was on the game show and they was waiting for me to answer that, again, Brother Jonathan, how did they build the pyramids? I'll be like, I'll stop it and be like, by working together. Or even if I was on Family Feud and they asked me that question, that would be the first way I answered it. What's up, Science Sean? Just building. By working together. One thing I understand is ancient Egypt, Kemet specifically, I understand it to be a cooperative economic conglomerate. I understand it because I've done research on that, and I think I know what I know. I did a good presentation out in Philly with the Amira Squad about 2016. And again, I often mention it. It was based on, was Kemet a cooperative economic conglomerate or a slave-owning dictatorship? And what I found in my research was basically some of the roots to kingship. Just what kingship was and how a kingdom was actually built. Peace, peace, peace. How a kingdom was actually built, you know what I'm saying, by individuals coming together and working. We do all this research on Kemet, we do all that, but we don't ever pull that part up out of it. You can ask yourself, people don't want to say it was black people. They can say whatever they want to say. But one thing you could ask yourself, when was the last time black people was really working together like that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, how you puzzle. But what I looked at and what I started to find was, and just like I was having a build about this a little bit earlier today, just on the conversation I was having, was how cooperative economics started in Kemet, so to speak. I wouldn't be willing to have no fisticuffs type debate on the situation, but the way some scholars propose their notions in front of other people, I did put my presentation together and be able to, let me see if I can open that presentation up. In order to be able to present to a certain amount of people, you feel me? In order to be able to bust it down, I was going to Philly to a bookstore, Black and Nobel in Philly, even though it was a conscious bookstore. I knew what type of people would be in there, but I didn't know how receiving they would be to my information about Kemet not being a slave on a dictatorship, but a cooperative economic conglomerate. And I'm just going to skim through some of these pictures. I ain't even about to go in hella hard on it. But it was some of the stuff I was showing people. I wonder what would happen if, can't you put it in slideshow mode or presentation mode, present real quick? I forgot how to do all that right now. What if I press slideshow? Anyway, a lot of these images that we see right here, in my research and in reading the metadata that accompanied the images, I started to learn more about what was actually going on. These, even though now that we look at it with a good eye, we don't see any hostilities or things like that in images like these, but they were always passed along to us as images of forced labor and slavery. Like it was made for us to believe this man is drawn so taller because he's the overlord and everyone else is smaller because they're slaves. That's just how they would break this down. But once we started stepping our game up and getting our knowledge right and start getting into the areas of being able to understand what the words next to the guy right here say, we start to learn that the images they gave us are the words they gave along with the images our ancestors left were different than, was different than what was on the text. But while I was saying that, I was just noticing something, and let me zoom in. I paused because I looked at this image and I noticed something real quick that I had not even noticed before, no matter how many times I looked at these images. Look at how all of these people working have on these specific type of headdresses as if they had, I don't want to give too much conjecture, but whatever type of long style hair they had was wrapped up inside of these little bonnets or whatever. It's definitely not significant to what I'm talking about, but it just caused me to pause as I was explaining the nature of this image. Cooperative economics. For those who haven't heard me break this down before, I'll try to go in. But if somebody know how you make, how do I make this present? I need to just click one button. It's going to go to present mode. I think this is it. Start the show from the first slide. All right, no, that's the wrong screen, though. Hold on. They did it on the other display. Spot presenter. All right, there we go. Now that's better. This was my presentation from Philly. Who know how to get to the next slide? That's what I'll get to the next slide. I'm not going to go through the whole presentation, but if you want to stop it on each slide, I'll stop it on each slide so people can go back and pause and read what it was all about. It wasn't my intent to do this presentation now. I'll stop on this page. Because when we talk about our status in the world, we have to understand what economics really break down to before we start talking about cooperative economics. People don't even understand cooperative economics. It was written in simpler terms to say break bread. When people say break bread, they're not talking about give me something. That's talking about sharing. When you break bread, you feel me? Everybody participate. That's what break bread effect there mean. It don't mean give me nothing. It means share the portions with the community equally. But let's talk about, that's what break bread, he broke bread. But anyway, let's talk economics. Because in this economic system and in the economic systems we trapped in all over the world, it boils down to three things: production, distribution, and consumption. Producers make products or provide services. You can produce a service. Distributors sell products or spread products. And consumers consume products and services. Now see, when they set out a caste system in a capitalist society, we already know those on the bottom of that caste system in America, the color for the low caste system is black. And the color for high on the caste system is white. I'm not talking about race right now. I'm talking about this stupid caste system that you in, to where we identify ourselves with colors that we really would be identifying ourselves by our tribes. And if you knew your tribe, you never identify yourself by a color, but since we don't know our tribes, we're stuck over here. But anyway, let's talk about it. Consumers are going to be, obviously, the majority of the consumers are, I don't want to say the majority of the consumers because all people consume in economic systems. But remember when we was, am I wrong? No, the store was called Consumers when we were younger. I thought it was called Consumers Only, but it was actually called Consumers in the Bay Area in the early 80s or maybe the late 70s. Well, what I was talking about is the people who are relegated to being consumers only are often the people at the bottom of that caste system. And we say that in so many different ways. We say, it take our money to make this nation work. Or we say this, the black dollar worth this, black dollar. But that's all our spirit of being consumers. What has the black dollar done in the nature of being distributors? What has the black dollar done in the nature of being consumers? In the nature of being producers. The only place the black dollar is unified is in consumption of European products. So that then starts to show you how I could go in. Since we want to go in, I always like to go in and give. When I say go in, I mean give more information than is needed to convince you of what I'm talking about. And so when I say that, I'm going to try to exit. I'm going to try to exit up out this presentation and add another light to what I'm talking about. Now, if we go to, let's see. Could have just busted that open, but let me see where I'm trying to go. I'm trying to get on the internet in order to show you a few things. Negro cloth is what I'm Googling. Because when I was talking about being relegated to being a consumer by nature of white supremacy, there's certain things I know. And on top of that, look at what this says. This first thing says. I ain't even read this article down here. It says about Negro cloth, systematic racism, implicit bias, and racial equality. But I just wanted to read something to you that you might not have known about. It said Negro cloth. I don't even want to read the other name, Lowell cloth, but I'm just focusing on it being Negro cloth, was a coarse and strong cloth used for slave clothing in the West Indies and the Southern colonies. The cloth was imported from England and America in the 18th and 19th centuries. Well, if you start to go in on Negro cloth, eventually there was a mandate, believe it or not, from the Queen of England to the United States that the black people in the United States could only wear Negro cloth from Europe. So here go the act right here. Here we go right here. The act, this says the Southern Carolina Negro Act of 1735 had various cheap materials dictated for slave clothes that included Negro cloth, duffels, coarse kerseykers, whatever, Honestberg, blue linen, checked linen, coarse calicos, and checked kinds of cotton. But I'm going deeper in on the history about a mandate that came from, I think it was earlier, that came from England, that we only wore these clothes that they mandated and depict. Now, why did I bring that up? Because it was part of their economic system. It was fuel of consumption. First of all, it was the wasteful, in America, it was the wasteful byproduct of all the cotton we was picking anyway. But see, they would take the bad cotton and mandate that we wore it. So why? It was because they needed some type of consumption of this cloth in their economic system. But not only that, they became dependent on the furnishing of slaves with this particular cloth. Economically depended upon it. Here it say right here, the cloth was imported from England and Americans in the 1900s. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You see, but when America got up on their own cotton, they stopped wanting to get the European cotton for Negroes, and they started wanting to use their wasteful byproduct cotton, the bad parts of the cotton or whatever, the coarsest parts, and then furnish slaves with it in America. Now, when they pass acts like this, that's all that they could wear, then it made it so that people had to be buying this particular cotton again. So even in not only was we fueling the economic system from being the producers by being those who provided the service that produced the cotton, but we were also at the same time being relegated to the bottom of that economic system. You feel me? By little acts like this. And so when we start talking about being producers, distributors, our consumption, let's even go in on it more, because we like to expound in order to be providing good content for our supporters. Think about this from the music industry. Think about this from the music industry. I know a lot of my people is into the music industry, so we need to talk from things we can understand. One thing you know is if you look at this chart from the music industry perspective, and let me switch this display. If you look at this chart from the music industry perspective, one thing you realize is, I gotta skip forward. One thing you will realize is if you ain't a producer and you ain't a distributor, you ain't even in the industry. And let that set in for a minute for what that parable is told to tell. If we understand this in the music industry, why we don't understand this in our real lives? If you ain't a producer, meaning if you ain't a rapper who produces lyrics, or a beat maker who produces beats, or a person who provides services to help that music get heard, like managers and agents and all of these people that produce for the artist. Not producing ain't just music. Producing is coming up with results. You feel what I'm saying? They provide the service. If you're not a distributor helping the product get to consumers, then you're a consumer. You only a fan, and not only a fan, fans just like black people in America, you know what I'm saying? Fans also push the music industry, right? There's no industry without those consumers. But relegating people to only be consumers is the part where we've been stuck at. And that's something we need to build on. So now we want to talk about how cooperative economics is strictly African culture. Again, it wasn't my intent to do this whole presentation, so I probably ain't, but I'm going to build on the few pages that pop up. The 7 principles of Kwanzaa utilize key Swahili words, umoja for unity for umoja, self-determination, which is kujichagulia, collective work and responsibility, which is ujima, and cooperative economics, which is ujama. We also got purpose, nia, kuumba, which is creativity, and faith, imani. And excuse me for whatever I mispronounced. But my focus was on this being part of the principles of Kwanzaa, cooperative economics. Again, if I was standing here to do this presentation, then that's what I'll be doing. But instead, I want you to look at some of these images that spawned the question in me in my research. Was this a slave-owning dictatorship or a cooperative economic conglomerate? So this is from Tomb TT55, the Tomb of Ramos. And we see people that they call slaves. That's why I put a Marut. Excuse me. I specifically wrote a Marut, presenting grain for measure, is because that is one of the terms that some Egyptologists use to say they were slaves. Specifically, that term. You know what I mean? And so I wanted to point this out, that we got pharaohs by the name of, pharaohs with daughters by the name of Marut Amen, or Meret Amen, however you want to call it. The MRT is all we got. We don't really have the vowels. So we got MRT, Amen, a servant of Amen. That type of servitude was not looked at as slavery. This is community servitude in a cooperative economic conglomerate. The deeds are being recorded. If you want me to break this down, we're going to talk about it. So the couple to the right are bringing their deeds, their contributions to be recorded. We understand this because the way you measure things in ancient times was to stretch out this rope, to stretch the cord. It's called the stretching of the cord. there's a metaphysical stretching of the cord and there's an actual stretching of the cord. The actual stretching of the cord is for making physical measurements. And so what we see here, now we see the youth waiting to read, and we see the scribe in the back about to record the deeds. We see the elder. He probably don't look like an elder, but he's represented in this way because he's holding this wasp scepter, which is some type of scepter of authority. He's probably also drawn with this hunchback for that reason. I don't want to get on no pseudo, but I'm just looking at the posture of everybody else composed to him. But he tapping on the kid, whatever. What I do know is he's holding the scepter, which is a scepter of power, dominion, and these things. And now we got the cord holder, or the dude who's taking the measurements. We have the authoritarian, and we have the scribe, or the person by here who's recording their deeds, their offerings. This is called Hotep right here, if we don't understand what Hotep really is. Hotep is your offering. And now to go a step further, I will put forward that Hotep might even be your offering into this collective. That's why every time when you step towards, we always see these offerings made at the beginning of, I'm not talking about offerings towards the gods. I'm talking about even when you step to somebody like that, is because you was in a cooperative economic conglomerate. We already went over this. I didn't start reading what the Medu Netra say, but if anybody want to try to say that it's wrong, we'll go in and see that right here, Ta. I could show, we do it like they do it on no other show, so I should pull up the dictionary and just show you each one of these words. But basically it's saying he's the scribe. I can't really see this. I forgot. In something. Oh, okay. That's Neb. That's a Neb. So this is like Sesh in Neb Taui. Sesh in Neb Taui. Ask anybody. Oh, I should be looking at the chat. I ain't looking at the chat. I know my Medu Netra people can simply read through this easy. My brothers, especially if I made it bigger. Sesh in Neb Taui. Sesh in Neb Taui. Scribe of all the lands. He's the scribe. He's the great scribe right here. So a scribe is the person who writes and records, right? And then we got men up here. Men shinu. Bringing together for the storehouses. So that's checkmate. Bringing this together for the storehouses. Tell me I'm wrong, and I'll whip out a dictionary right now. Never get on YouTube and be that wrong. Why would you do that? For no reason. I did this work in like 25 years ago. No, not 25 years ago. I was about to say 2016, then I just switched to say 5 years ago. And so what we see is more of this cooperative economic conglomerate. So then when I say work together or work forever, that might have actually been, I just imagine people saying that lug while they was building the pyramids. Like that was just them walking around and that was their little slang term that they was dropping in order to keep them motivated to stay like this. Every time we see work together. You see people working together. This is what we call a democratic control over the means of production. Now let's go back. It's going to cause us to go back because this is a real learning lesson. And this is something, this ain't like school learning. This is to soak into your fibers learning. The difference between capitalism and what some would call the roots to, I'm not promoting socialism, but some of the principles to socialism were based in cooperative economics. And what we see, I was illustrating or pointing out or showing was a democratic means of production, a democratic control over the means of production. Now let's keep that clear. And that's one of the things I'm installing and what I'm trying to teach people about the way that we can now bring forth cooperative economics on the blockchain. With secure, 100% secure ledgers, with smart contracts that act as treasuries that are unbreakable. We can rebuild Kemet. I mean, I feel like this is one of the only times in life that we would be able to put some stuff together that could actually make a dent in what's happening. right now. It don't even take a lot of people, so I'm not even tripping. But I'm showing how I arrived at these conclusions. And hopefully, by listening to my breakdown of how I arrived at these conclusions, you could possibly arrive at similar conclusions. Wasn't nothing great like Kemet built on no capitalism, bro. With one part on no dictatorships or nothing like that. With one person thinking they was about to just pimp everything out. You get killed hella fast back in those days. Like quick. They usurped the king so quick. You feel me? You just gotta read all the stories. Matter of fact, almost every Sumerian king all the way up to, I think like Sargon got killed and usurped by their son. That's Sumerian, but not Kemet, because they wasn't running it like we was running it. But let's get back to the co-ops. See this cooperative means of production? Democratic control over the means of production. And so now, scenes like this would allow to be, back in the day, again, they would misnomer a scene like this before we had some brothers who was diligent enough to dig through this stuff, read what it say, and see what they talking about. You feel me? This is from the tomb of Naked. And I really don't got all, I mean, his tomb is very significant, but off the top, since I did this presentation in a while, I really don't got all of why his tomb is significant, but the reason why we're showing this photo is because it illustrates, again, everything what I'm talking about. Work together or work forever. But when we start to misnomer these people, oh yeah, that's why I put it in, because Naki wasn't even a pharaoh, and they got him sitting here like this. You notice, but if you read the Medu Neter, you'll see his name is never in the Shrek. Because he wasn't a pharaoh, he just was like the king, the overseer of the storehouses, if I ain't mistaken, or something to that nature. And so the storehouses was a big thing. This was the first refrigerator, and it's even where we get our modern word store from, dog. I'm not saying that the word Shinu, which is ancient, I mean not Shinu, Senna, something like that. We're going to look it up after this now. I'm not saying the ancient Egyptian word for storehouses was store. I'm saying when we go to the store now, we so used to being in a capitalist society that we forgot the store came from the storehouse. First, it was just a place where food was stored back in ancient and older times. Now we talk about the store, we always think about spending money. You feel me? But the old ancient store or the storehouse was filled up by the community. And then when the community came back to the store, they could get something out. So now that's what we're seeing here. You see what I'm saying? You don't see no forced labor. You don't see nobody making nobody do nothing. Democratic control over the means of production. Work together or work forever. That's simple. Teamwork, make a dream work. How they built the pyramids? The only thing you know is they did it together. You don't know nothing else. We back at this. What do we have? Now we have to understand how the fruits of the knowledge of agriculture turned into something that was almost worthy of praise. Learning how to sow seeds and then to control, nature in that aspect. And again, I'm showing you this because this is a door on the storehouse. If I'm not incorrect. No, this is still from the tomb of Naked, but Naked was the overseer of the storehouse. Again, he wasn't a pharaoh. And we're going to look him up to verify that at the end. I definitely know he wasn't a pharaoh, but I want to know exactly what his position was. And so, believe it or not, this is where this elegant portrait that we see of these sisters come from. We've seen this many times used in Kemetic, whatever, This right here, it actually comes from TT52, the tomb of Nakhet. All right. Now we can understand this procession to be celebratory when they start showing us this portion of the text along with everything else that accompanied. You see what I'm saying? All of these are from the tomb of Nakhet. You feel me? Again, whatever. You feel me? I ain't gotta show this. They was getting that El Pollo Loco way back in the day, bruh. It's them ducks or chickens, whatever they is. They was chilling, breaking down the chickens, getting ready, bruh. Ain't none of that other stuff going on. Look, they got the throw sticks. Now, this ain't even the war. See, they got a cold part. These throw sticks in their hand, they be like, this is a symbol of war. Oh, they forcing them. But look, the throw sticks is hitting the birds. You can clearly see that. They hunting. You see this? That's a throw stick right there. And that's another throw stick right there. A throw stick is a symbol also used to, symbolize foreigners or what have you, but it's not this. This is more like a boomerangish type throw stick. But again, they're hunting and filling up the storehouses. Here we have women making wine, okay? Ancient wine right here. Well, they got the grapevines up there and they're stepping on grapes. And they over here with more grapes, all right? So you can say whatever they making, they stepping on grapes. How can I make that picture bigger? Let me see. You see right here? Sisters in there stepping on the grapes. Whatever. Sisters, brothers, whoever. But no, this ain't no slavery. And so what did I extract from this? I was like, oh, man, this is dope. So now I see how they had that popping like that. Now I see how you can have such a thriving society for so long. It wasn't what they said it was, and it wasn't done in the way we doing things now. Even if we look, this is from the tomb of Hoi, so keep in mind, I've switched inscriptions. So this tribute that we see here, that some a lot like to misnomer as stuff like slavery, because they see these 5 captives at the back. They weren't aware that this guy right here in the front is bringing this whole procession. This is a celebratory procession on its way to their other Nubian homie right here named Hoi, who got a job in Egypt to be the viceroy. And you see, being the viceroy wasn't a bad thing. As big, he got a tomb. He already had on the gold neck piece. So no matter how, I mean, if you really want to go into this piece, I'll be going so in on this piece. But the point that we need to extract is this was tribute, and still examples of cooperative economics and cooperative means of productions. Because you want to know why? Because Kemet could not thrive without the gold it got from Nubia. Okay, and these are Nubians starting here. These are Egyptians down here. This procession reads from the bottom to the top. Some might read from the top to the bottom. Now, I don't want you to get this incorrect. The text reads to accompany the register, but this procession is starting right here through the door and going up the registers. And you see that in various instances after I analyzed it. Normally I get a text like this, you're going to start from the top and go down. But they're coming, bringing something to Hoi. And all of the people entered the door right here. And so the reason why I point that out is significant, because if you look at the only Egyptians, like I talk about various times, the way they depict the Egyptians on this wall was very plain, mundane, no shoes, no gold, no jewelry. But when we start getting up to the second register of Nubians, they got on shoes and they starting to have some style with these things wrapped around their arms. And then when you get to the front, they starting to have some little gold and stuff. By the time you get up here, they carrying gold You feel me? They got all kind of gold in their hands. If y'all don't see that, that's gold. It has the hieroglyph for gold right next to all of them. But then when you get on the top register, we get chariots. We get all this gold wigs or whatever, and this gold neck piece on the female, and then we got the bosses, the dignitaries, up in the front. So us being misled like Nubia was forced to do this is a procession that came on itself and presented to another Nubian who was supposed to present that to Tutankhamun. And so that was diplomacy put in place between Kemet and Nubia to stop having to fight for the gold. Because believe it or not, Egypt didn't have no gold. No matter how many Hollywood movies you watch, Egypt ain't have no gold. Google it. There's only one gold mine active in Kemet in Egypt right now. Again, I was just breaking that down. And so now we start to see, like I said, this is Haka Nefer, the Nubian. And that's on my book. If y'all don't got my book, it's Magi Handbook for the Conscious Community on page 264, 265. You feel me? And so a lot of the stuff gets discredited when we actually see how it really goes down. Again, tribute. Tribute is abundance. And tribute don't happen without abundance, so to speak. And so diplomacy brought forth tribute, and tribute built up Kemet. Straight up. And now I was just going in to prove my point here in the presentation to show that the viceroy was never to say a viceroy in Medu Neter, you say Sanisu. This guy right here, this big character, he's the viceroy, the vizier, no, not the vizier, the viceroy. See him right here? He finally giving all the stuff to Tutankhamun. You feel me? That's Hoy. Hoy was a Nubian, and I'm about to prove it. First, this is the first way to prove it. Sa-nisut is how you say, Sa-nisu is how you say viceroy in Medu Neter. But listen to what this says. Sa is son. Nisu is the king. See, it says viceroy. But why wasn't the viceroy the prince? The viceroy was the prince because the Sa-nisu is a title that they translate now back to viceroy. See, Sa-nisu ain't the prince. Sa-nisu ain't the son of the king. But in diplomacy, they picked a foreigner who they wanted to make the boss of that land in regards to Egypt and called him the Sa-nisu. Today, we would call that person a diplomat or something. You feel me? A foreign dignitary or whatever. And so I only put this forward to say his title was Sa-nisu. We know he wasn't the son of the king because he was the viceroy. And what we find out from further investigation is that the Sa-nisu was always a foreigner, or the viceroy was never blood. He was always adopted into the royal family. And once we learn about Egyptian adoption, it was a whole lot different than American adoption. And so some of the cases of Egyptian adoption caused them to think that it was other stuff going on, but it wasn't. It was just like you would adopt your wife and make her your daughter so that your descendants couldn't even get your inheritance. I got cases of that. But y'all can read what was on that screen. And I probably went in more, just showing more of the stuff that they misnumbered, and all these images they told us was slavery. But after looking at even these captives here with the Nubian feathers, these feathers, the feather always represented Nubians. And we see bound captives on a bragging wall, basically. I think this is Karnak or something, I don't know. But people misuse photographs like these and only show the black ones and don't show the Asiatic ones, and don't show, because everybody who was an enemy of Egypt, and it had nothing to do with race. You feel me? It had nothing to do with race. If you was in one of the 9 bowls, they represented you like this, no matter what you look like. The 9 bowls are the enemies of Kemet. Okay? And so people tried to say this term right here that we see at the bottom meant slave, secure, ankh. What we see right here it wouldn't even dare to say that in the dictionary. It's a living prisoner, a captive. They didn't dare, even in the most Egyptological dictionaries, dare to call these people slaves, these captive slaves. If you see, this is the same image down here that they use to depict them, so to speak, right here. Basically, it's a bondage determinative, but it don't got nothing to do with no slaves. So the point, I went in on something I probably wasn't trying to go in, but let me see if I can get up out of here real quick. The point being that last time we was working together was the last time we did something big. You feel me? All right, let me see if I can see the chat. I don't see no chat. Yeah, times are changing, and now I'm trying to tell cats about the blockchain, and cats are still acting like we in the past. We have to step it up and use these new auxiliaries and apparatus that are coming to us so that we can fight back. Because I don't care how much revolutionary spirit you got. I don't care what you got. If you don't got no economic base, you might as well just throw everything else out the window. Like, how you gonna do something without an economic base? You can't even have you can't even have beef in the streets without some money. Because if you got beef with somebody that got all the money, he has somebody else come get on you. Right? So how will we, if you can't even get through the normal streets like that, how we think we gonna get through cultures and societies without ever working together to amass certain things? You feel me? And that's all I've been talking about. That's why I already know, like I said, we raising $1 million on YouTube. Easy. Why did I say that? It's because I started thinking about it. I started thinking about how little bit of money that is compared to all the people that feel the same way I feel. There's more than 1,000 people who feel that way, who got $1,000 to put on building towards something. That's a meal ticket right there. So I'm not even tripping off that. You ain't even hearing me because that's I've got so much a good response from so many people who understand somebody need to come with something for us to do together. But I got it in my head. I got it all. And so that's why I'm putting it out so that the world can get the information and we can do it. And see, what the crypto add to it, crypto take out all those old suspicions that would have us. Crypto would take out all them old suspicions that would have us skeptical of doing shit like putting money together. I can show you hella wild. People just don't know what's going on around them. You know what I'm saying? But crypto take out, as you can see there's anonymity, meaning that you can be anonymous in the cryptocurrency space, but anonymity don't mean it's not 100% auditable and transparent. You just don't know whose wallet it is. And so we got ways to prove and verify wallets. We got all that, but I want people to understand, when we start talking about, if someone's talking about these type of things, the only people who ain't doing it right now is black people, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. You think I'm playing? You trying to tell me it's not Chinese organizations where they putting their money together and helping the members of the organization empower themselves or whatever, do whatever they trying to do? Or are you trying to tell me it ain't white organizations like that? It just ain't some black ones. So I'm saying now that I understand what's going on with let me get into, I don't know what's up with my browser. But now that I understand what's going on with, I mean, I understand cryptocurrency about as well as anybody. I'm not the most up to date with it, and I knew when crypto first came out, it was the answer, but it's taken so many different forms that people don't understand the new forms that it has taken that offer answers and solutions for people like us. I'm not talking about buying some and getting rich. That's the old crypto. If you didn't, I was telling y'all, God damn. Now I'm about to start getting hypey. Because I'm about to show you this shit again and a effing again and an effing again until motherfuckers get it to their head. How long can somebody be screaming some shit like this to you? To where motherfuckers be like, what you need to see? This is what I'm about to show you. This should be making me mad, bro. Let me see, though. But I ain't going to get all hype, so I'm going to keep my energy right. Because when I start getting all hype, I'll be hella mad. Let me show you this shit, man. God damn it. Everybody with their skeptical old sucker ass. This is me on my Facebook page. I've done this once before. A lot of people have been following me this whole time. I'm typing the word. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm typing Bitcoin in my page. And it's going to show you my history of talking this same shit to people who kept sitting back like dumbass armchair skeptics, like I'm going to benefit from you getting some damn Bitcoin. We already at December the 6th, 2013. I mean, when you put your shit out in public like this, motherfuckers, what is people looking at? What you waiting on? Bitcoin will be $1,000 coin by the end of the week. That shit 41 grand a day. And people acting like, oh, it fell down. But I'm sitting there telling motherfuckers back, like this is some shit our people need to be fucking looking into. Imagine if 100 people felt me when I was putting up these damn posts. I need to make them bigger. I'm sorry, y'all can't see. All I'm telling people is about things that I'm still doing this shit to this day. Because, all right, we got some sleep-ass people that won't wake the fuck up. Look, it took till 2016 for me to get 99 likes on this shit, right? But go back to when I was telling people, 4 people like this shit, when I'm telling you at the times when you could make some money. About racks on racks on racks on racks, that's 3 racks, not even 1 Bitcoin. That's 2017. But I'm showing you the show that we can go back to like 2012. One of these posts, it was like $77. Yeah, this is the one. This one, look. Here we go. Holy ish. Bitcoin was $477 last night when I copped. All right? How could I make this up? How could I go back in past and write all of my intentions to tell people this shit? What would I get from anybody taking my advice in these matters? It's just trying to help. And people be stupid. So I be laughing. And I just showed that to say, I mean, I'm just showing this to show you this is just my personal frustrations. I'm still trying to show people the shit while everybody else you hear so many Bitcoin millionaire stories. You just seen me showing 5 years ago when I bought one for $477. I'm not fronting like I kept it for forever like I probably should have, but I'm just showing you. What if we was having intelligent conversations at these times with some money to put on something? Instead, we just sat there acting like I don't know what the fuck I be talking about. I don't know. That's why I be like, motherfuckers are stupid. But excuse my language. Because that's that negative that'll come out of me. But I'm just keeping it a buck. Who gonna show you that? Go pull up your page. What was you saying in 2013? Right here. Today, Bitcoin is $377. a coin. When I first mentioned it on Facebook, I wrote this in 2013. When I first mentioned it on Facebook, it was $77. It reached, let me see, it reached $250, then crashed, and has been on a wave ever since. If I would have bought 10 coins for $777 6 months ago today, it would be worth $3,700. Man, I ain't even about to talk about that no more. But why did I go in on that? I went there just to say, when do the skepticism stop when somebody really, really, really got some shit that would be huge with your support? It don't. It really don't, because that's part of that blackology. We done taught since we was young, don't trust nobody, don't put your name on shit. Actually, we was taught everything to keep you in the poverty. You can't get out of poverty without putting your name on something or putting something in your name. Am I wrong? If you can, then you did it illegally. Period. Or you hit the lottery. So y'all trying to tell me, let's just use our brains. You could get out of poverty without putting your name on something? But we was taught since we was kids, not by our elders, by the stupid people in our community who was trying to tell you how to not be successful. How to live in the subculture of America forever. Don't put your name on, I ain't putting my name on that. Man, please. Now motherfuckers 50 without their name on nothing. Now motherfuckers trying to ask a chick to put their name on the lease or something. Just put my name on it. I don't care, bro. And then we didn't sat here in the last 10 years gave hella money to people who we should have been looking and saying that these motherfuckers ain't 100. Oh, I see some people out there. Hold on.
And I'm a worker, I ain't going out lazy, bro. Thought he was
I'll let
conscious,
that
but
play
the
for a
homie
minute,
just
dog.
played me, bro. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bro.
That's gonna calm me down a little bit.
Alright, it's getting kinda dirty in these YouTube streets. The Amon-Ra squad, God making you dudes weak. Islam.
What happened to my sound effects? You know, but I mean, hey, I sparked it. If I ain't, like Pac said or whatever, if I ain't it, I'm gonna spark that. I'm gonna spark the mind. That's gonna be it. Then forget it. But I mean, I know what I am though. So this is what I was talking about. While we sitting back, let me see. Excuse me. Why ain't it getting bigger? Hold on. This the part of shit people don't be looking at. What that say right there? See, when you start to deal with numbers the average black person can't read, and I ain't even this big. What's this number then right now? Write it out in numbers. Write this out in words in the chat if I'm being disrespectful. So these ain't even the type of numbers. Cats don't even want to deal with shit like this. Because they can't even read the number. You see what I'm saying? I'm just keeping a buck. You feel what I'm saying? Now we gonna go there, right? If it's getting so big, how much of us is in this number, blood? We about right here, blood. Nah, we gotta be more than that. Think we about right here? Nah, we more than that too. Of this market capital, how much of that is your people? About this much. But we all in the trillions. Who is these people? Golly, I ain't even showing you the shit. I came here to show how impenetrable working together on a blockchain is. How much better it is. And I'm going to show you. We can go through any of these coins and order them right now, bro. You can find out who got the most of it in the world. All of that shit is public. You can find out any address, how much coins is in that address. You just don't know who address it is. But when we break the anonymity and now you know what the community address is, you can always audit it. Simple. It's simple. I can pick any of these coins and show you what I mean. But for easier purposes, I'm going to show you coins on the Binance Smart Chain. I could show you coins on the Ethereum blockchain, but it'll probably take me forever to get through this part of the convo, because they got a category for Binance Chain stuff. So let me show you what I mean. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Trading coin. Let's just take Uniswap, for instance. Is this on the Binance Smart Chain? It says Ethereum right here, so unfortunately, it wasn't on the Binance Smart Chain after all that. Maybe I didn't click it. But whatever. What I want to show you is how we're going to do it quick. Let's go to PancakeSwap. They're on the Binance Smart Chain. Let's go look at their contract address. Their contract address is all the activity for the coin, period. I mean, I'm not going to just overshow this hella times, but this is valuable information, right? So what we're going to do is copy this contract address. No, we don't even got to do that. You see Explorers right here? You're going to click Explorers. This is a block explorer called the Binance Smart Scan. On this block explorer, all the activity ever for this coin, every transaction in the whole entire universe is right here. Every wallet, even my wallet, and the crumbs of this coin that I have is on this paper. All of this is all right here. You click right here to see the holders. You see who got the most of it. Now, where is we at? Because it's somebody with a wallet. That's a burn address, so let me not mistake. So the first biggest wallet holding this coin is right here. He got, oh my God, he got 18 million of these. Okay? So how much is that worth? 343 million. You feel me? Y'all see that? That's one wallet holding that. This wallet, you don't know who this person is. But you can see, and I could click into his wallet and see all his transactions. You can't do nothing. Can't take nothing out. You can't steal nothing. But you can clearly audit anything. So say this was the community wallet right here. And then it'll just go like this. Anybody, whenever they want it, will come like we doing with this coin. This ain't my coin. This is PancakeSwap, just one I just clicked on. They got 732,000 holders. That's a lot of holders. How many of that is us? We probably like right here. Maybe right here, because we be just like that. I ain't beating us up. I'm trying to walk you to the well. I can't make you drink. I'm not saying buy this coin. No. I'm saying this person owned it. This person owned it. This person got 1 million of them, and that's worth 30 million. Maybe these ain't people, whoever. These could be websites. These could be organizations. These could be DAOs. But this, where we at represented in this new market and economy that's busting out. What, it's too hard to do? It's not too hard to do. It's easy as a Facebook or a YouTube. What do I mean? I mean setting up your platform to be able to start. I don't even want to say investing because we far beyond investing now. Now we doing online organizations, bro, that are decentralized. Since these, see, this is what the first smart person created Bitcoin in this world. The second smart person created Ethereum. When Ethereum was created, it wasn't just a fork of Bitcoin. He added something new to the world called smart contracts. This is the result of what he did. He made it so you can run applications on top of the blockchain. All right? The blockchain is a chain of blocks that verifies transactions and create new coins, and so to speak. So now that you can run applications on top of the blockchain, it made it easier for all other people to run what's called tokens. Again, all of this is work together or work forever. That's one of the last points I didn't hit on when I was talking about cooperative economics and the economic system. I didn't speak on the fact that when you are relegated to being a consumer, and a lot of it, what jobs? Well, that's the key word, job. I mean, basically, don't get it twisted. When you providing a service, that's a job. Yeah, everything. I'm not taking that. We call them careers, whatever. We know the difference between careers and jobs. But looking at your place in the economic system, whether you're an entrepreneur providing a service or whether you're not an entrepreneur providing the service, are two different slots. Well, non-entrepreneur providing the service is still going to be relegated to the consumer. Trust me, just look at life. You're still going to be relegated to the consumer bracket. If you are providing a service entrepreneurially, you might be able to get out of that consumer bracket. And it's just like saying you're going to work a job to get rich. Most people, if you're trying to get rich, want a career. And further than that, you want to get rich, you're going to have a business or be an entrepreneur. If you want to get by and just go through life and not even trip and be secure, you be looking for a job. And so that's not bashing or nothing. It's the reason why these terms got different terms. It's the reason why a career and a job are said two different ways. I'm only saying that to say you can have one and still have the other. You got to stay afloat, but we can't lose goal of our major pursuit. If we all stay just working jobs, our whole community, we'll be in whatever situation that we is in forever. Because you're never going to be able to beat the people who you making the money for. What y'all going to... So the people working, that's not going to work. I don't got to explain that. And I don't got to go too far on that. You know what I'm saying? Let me tap into my peoples, though. Surprise some of y'all out here. I appreciate y'all for being out here. So, again, I could talk about cryptos and shit all day. I don't really think it's time. Well, when crypto fall again, it probably will be time to invest again, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about reading up and learning about the newer technology and the newer things that is happening in the cryptocurrency space. You feel me? Taking advantage of some of these ideas I'm bringing forward in order to pool the money for the people is what we need to do. This is what we gonna do. Don't take a lot of people. You feel me? I'm getting an overwhelmingly positive response. But if you want to look for the big Googleable word, just put DAO. Put DAO in all capital letters in your Google. Let me show you how it's supposed to look. If you want to do your own research at how to start your own decentralized autonomous organization, put DAO in Google and learn about the newest shit on the world right now. Don't be learning about monetizing your YouTube. Because you see, that's what happened. We got to wait to see other people getting it, be 4 years behind, and then try to build up ours to be like them. No. Be at the forefront of something. Why am I preaching this so much? Read what the first sentence say. A decentralized autonomous organization is an entity with no central leadership. So when I'm trying to get you to donate to something, if it's a DAO, I'm not trying to get you to donate to me. And I want that to be clear. Because I love and appreciate and I much respect y'all donations. It made me feel so good. But I started wanting to haul it off. YouTube stopped it and halted it because I was getting hella donations. But I'm like, look, I never gonna stop a line for people to be able to be generous towards me. That ain't my goal. I'm trying to get us to put our money in a DAO that don't even got no central leadership. I don't even got a bigger voice in the DAO than you. I might have a slightly bigger voice for other reason, but not because of how the DAO is set up. It is because I need to put a little bit of protocol in the DAO. And so with that being said, I want to make sure just anybody can't submit proposals. But if we just used a smart contract, which is a DAO, that was just a generic smart contract, I would not have, I would just be another member in the DAO. Only the person who brought forth the idea. Where's the money? The money's locked on a smart contract and can only be released when 50% of the organization approves it. This is the new future shit. And there's so many of them running right now with hella money. Look at all this. What does the DAO mean in DeFi? Let me see. It's the same thing. I want to find somebody just. Is Uniswap a DAO? Uniswap is a decentralized finance protocol. Something different. Well, you can go make money on Uniswap by providing liquidity, but we'll talk about that later. And that's another thing I want us to learn about. It's so much safe money to be made in crypto where there's no risk. We just want the risk because it pay better. But it's always a risk, so I'll take that back. It's like a risk having your wallet on the kitchen counter. So don't even be like acting like, ooh, it's risky. What I'm saying is there's some very low risk opportunities that's not like volatility. You know what I'm saying? You can provide liquidity for new coins and just get all of the fees that people pay for trading between their coins just because you provided liquidity. You didn't even put nothing at risk. But these are the conversations that we don't really be having enough. People be charging, make you get into a class or something to have a conversation of this nature. You see, let's see what the people said. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the system's already designed. My man said, but also no central leadership means no liability, so you have to design a system that can be protect itself. Yeah, it's already designed. Those smart contracts are running right now. So when we go back to some of these are already those. I'm going to go into DeFi. What I'm going to try to do real quick is go and find a DAO for you to show you one that's actually running right now. Like, this is not, it's only an idea I'm trying to bring to the people and to hip hop and to us. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't invent this. And that's another thing we need to understand. Nor do I have any rights to it. I only can spread the knowledge so that we can take advantage of it. But in here, I'm looking for a DAO. So this is a DAO I know, but I want to check it out, right? Ain't Maker a DAO? Yep, see it says Maker. Oh, y'all don't see what I'm seeing. I'm sorry. So I'm looking here, and if you notice, their website is MakerDAO. This is a DAO. Look at what the coin is worth because of the power of the DAO. You understand what I'm saying? And, see, in most DAOs, the coin is a governance token to be able to make decisions in the DAO. I don't know how this DAO is working, so I don't want to mislead it. But I just clicked on MakerDAO to see what they got going up. And let's look at their ecosystem. See what I tell you? So you can come join this DAO right now. Governance. Vote on changes to the Maker protocol. Let me make this bigger. This is a DAO I'm showing y'all, dude. Now, first of all, let me go back because I don't even want to show y'all that. I'm going to go look at the market capital so people can start to see we just flipping. Dude, I'm not making these numbers up. Look, you see this big ass number? Hold on, man. I got to make this shit seeable for everybody, man. I be going through this like, why ain't nobody up on game? So, Maker market capital. Come on, blood. They ain't $2 billion. Okay? $2 billion. $2,252,000,000 is the market capital of Maker. But I don't know if that's how much is in the DAO. And we only learn probably by joining the DAO to get governing rights. So here it is right here. Vote on changes to the Maker protocol. That's all the DAO allows you to do. See, you can pick what you want your decentralized organization to do. So basically, if you join, now let me click like I want to join governance. Look, join a decentralized community protecting the integrity of the Maker protocol through research, discussion, and on-chain voting. These people is raising their money to do some shit like that. They ain't even poverty stricken. They ain't even fighting no beasts. They not doing none of that shit, and they'll do it. But we supposedly got our backs against the motherfucking walls with no options, and we won't even pull ourselves together to get some. Look at this. This is the crazy shit. You think I just drew these numbers on the screen to come to YouTube to do a video? Oh no, so this is it. So now this is the number we're looking for. This is what's in their DAO. Total value locked. That's the TVL. Okay? So, golly, this can't be true, bruh. This can't be true, bruh. They got blood. So that DAO that we could all join right here that I'm talking about is governing over $11 billion. All right? So what have I shown you in this presentation to make you not feel that gut-wrenching feeling in your stomach of being left out of some shit? Because if you ain't feeling it, I hope you feeling it. I'm wishing it on all of us. The gut-wrenching, antagonizing feeling of being left out. And everybody progressing beyond you. And you just stuck. I mean, I don't want that to be real. I just want you to get that temporary feeling. Because in a lot of people, that feeling will make you get up. So now look at this. These are all things that were made by the DAO Maker community. So this is how our results will be. Whether they funded these projects, I don't know. But all of their votes are changes on the DAO Maker protocol. So let's go see if we can see what their votes are before we join the DAO. Some DAOs will let you see just because you can't vote on them, because you didn't buy no governance tokens. You still can. I'm trying to see how to get more information on actually being a member of that. You see what I'm saying? And somebody would probably, all right, here we go, vote with Maker. So now, Maker holders are responsible for governing the Maker protocol, okay? Just change the word about Maker protocol to the black community or some shit. I'm just saying. Maker holders are responsible for governing the Maker protocol, which includes adjusting policy for the DAI stablecoin. So if I vote, that ain't gonna just let me vote without being a holder of Maker. Let's see what happens though. This is their DAO. And this is a good example of what I'm talking about. Maker holders are responsible for governing the Maker protocol, which includes adjusting policy for the DAI stablecoin, choosing new collateral types, and improving governance itself. Anyone can be a Maker holder, and all are welcome to come join us in shaping the DeFi future, or the future of DeFi. We got other things to think about besides shaping the future of DeFi. We can definitely take this protocol, these contracts, this secure apparatus, this new technology, and apply it to what the hell we going through. God dang, man. So you trying to tell me the owner or the person who made Maker got more love for his project than we got, and all of these strangers who amassed this much money, bruh? 11 billion, bruh? Come on, man. And I'm not saying none of these people is black. How many? This is probably how many black. 31,000 of this money. Maybe 231,000. Don't take what I'm saying as a knock. I never knock my people. Shit, I don't never knock no people. Have you ever listened to that? I might go hard on somebody who came at me wrong. I don't just be sitting out trying to knock nobody. So now I just clicked on vote. They're asking me to accept. I'm going to see what happens. Join the decentralized community protecting the integrity and new poll votes. Let's see what happens. Are they going? How far can I get? So now you can see what they're voting. And this is how it would happen in our DAO too. Except, remember when I said I had to be at a point where I don't want any proposals to be able to pop up on our screen and somebody be like, I need 50 G's to make my album drop. It's not going to get by half of the DAO anyway because no one's going to click yes on that. But I'm showing y'all the process in a DAO that got hella money. Look at their system surplus, y'all. This show how much money is in here in another way. And this is the surplus Skrilla sitting in here. Each DAI is worth $1. So they got 55 million just sitting around. Here go the polling contract. See, all of the stuff I'm telling you now we learning. You take this contract and go take it back to the place I was telling you to see every transaction that happened in their DAO. Where you gonna look along here and it say the money gone? Look, it say everything. This is some real shit. You're not gonna see the money gone on this list. All you're gonna see is polls being created to show what to do with the bread. So let's look at this vote, this one vote that they have it right now. That someone proposed that they have an off-board USTD collateral types. And let's go in further on the proposal. Now it's showing the whole thing of the proposal. The governance, and this is showing how a proposal should be presented to the community if you want to get your idea funded by that community. We could do this shit. I ain't even tripping. That's why I'm not scared. You see how much information I got on this shit? I could go just talk to, like, I'm no disrespect, but you see how far this could go. But I'm talking to people on YouTube. Why? It's because this is for us. We gonna get it. The governance facilitators. So these are governance facilitators have been placed a governance poll into the voting system on behalf of the MakerDAO community. The governance poll will be active for 3 days beginning on Monday, September 27th. This is a binary vote. You may vote for a single option. You should vote for the option which you prefer. If you would accept either option, you should abstain. So basically, this is the process we'll be going through to see what we gonna do with the money. Since it's decentralized, anybody can submit these proposals. But I came up with another thing. It costs money to submit proposals because we can't be looking over 30 proposals, right? And so there's going to be a proposal submission fee. Why? because the pot gonna keep going up the more people try to submit proposals. This is for us. If you see that the way that this shit is done, ain't nobody's holding this money. Dude, this money's on the smart contract. I just got through showing you how we're going to prove it. We about to go look right at the money. Here go the contract, polling contract. Here go the data from the contract. Let's see if they lying. You click on this, right? And now you inside the contract. Okay? All of these auditables, first you see their contract is verified. Contract source code verified. Okay, so that means a lot. That automatically lets us know that it's been audited. And you should be able to go see the audit on their page to let you know that this contract has been looked over by developers to say that it's going to do exactly what it does. Now, if we want to start going further into the details, look, here go the contract creator. There go the creation hash. If we want to go into the transactions, again, we've been here already. The last one day ago, somebody created a poll. They're taking the vote on that poll right now, and the matters will come back in. But I wanted to see how much money and stuff was in here. So we just own the polling contract. And let me see how I see that. Analytics. ETH highest balance. See that? There you go right there. So it'll just show you in one click. Even though I'm not getting no results right now, I'm not tripping. We clearly see that once we work through all of this, we get this to showing what the reason why is because it says the ETH balance. We just have to. I heard somebody out there. I don't know, but I'm not doing a full audit on them now, but I'm just showing you exactly how, the ways that we would get to all of the auditable information. Now, for some reason, when I click Ether balance on Wednesday, July, it's not showing up. But why is it going back so? Oh, it's probably not showing up because who cares? I don't like to get into those parts of my videos where I'm lost rambling over shit. But again, the contract is made public and auditable for people to have their certain securities. So here's another community greenlighting poll. Commercial real estate asset drop. See, man, they gonna take my ideas all the way. If they trying to pull their money together to buy this commercial real estate, I'm gonna be hella mad. That's really my shit. The governance facilitators are placed. That just say that every time they got a vote. And then here's the review. This poll asks whether the asset. So they got a REIF, a real estate investment fund. This poll asks whether the asset REIF drop, commercial real estate asset drop, should be prioritized for inclusion in the Maker protocol by the core units. So what are they saying? This poll asks whether the asset, if their real estate investment fund drop, commercial real estate assets should be prioritized for inclusion in the Make. So they didn't include it yet, and they asked, should they add some real estate assets into this DAO? Basically, I'm gonna click hell yeah. If I was a voter, the green light score will be calculated. This is what we should be goddamn doing, man. What the hell? And then when we got that first 1,000 people to where we got $1 million, oh, it's gonna go like hotcakes. We're gonna have billions in there just like them. And don't think I own it more than you. Everybody who a member is the members. If I go join MakerDAO right now, see, here go the fresh part about it though. And I don't know if all of them got weighted governance, but governance is weighted. So if you contribute more, your vote be worth more. And it's limited, obviously. You can't just be like, oh, well, I'm buying all of it. And, no, it don't work like that. But I hope, if anything I said, because I ain't about to be streaming for too much longer, but I hope if anything I said encouraged somebody to look in what was going on, then that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Just to look into it a little bit more. You're going to hear me talking about it more. And I already got a few DAOs set up, and they're not even hard to set up. I showed you a place where you can go start your own DAO. I don't think it's something, it's not one of those. It's like a billion fundraisers on earth, right? What if this was your first time hearing about a fundraiser? Would you think it benefited you not to tell anyone else about it? That's what I'm saying. So that's what it is. Let me see what some of the chat's saying, because I ain't been in the chat in a minute. See what they're saying. Yeah, definitely. You can do all kinds of things concerning crypto, and so in a lot of the DAOs, cryptocurrencies are the main assets. Meaning people will have a DAO, and the main asset in that DAO is hella other cryptos that they bought. So you could be like, all right, I'm starting a DAO. It got 2 Bitcoin in it, 40 Ethereum, and this. And once those assets are in the DAO, anybody who joins the DAO can submit a proposal on what to do with those assets. So that we just seen them voting on whether to put certain assets in that DAO or not. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Somebody said, I want to hear more about Hip Hop Smash. Word up. I'm going to do more shows on hip hop too. Like, I'm going to be mixing it in, but right now I ain't got that time to, really, because I've been streaming and doing so much, I've been wanting to spend more time with my family. Yeah. But it's cool. I'm glad y'all tapped in and was tuning in. Somebody said they wanted to hear more about the music. I do be having my beat machine open now. Got it. But I just got hella YouTube samples on there.
Bang, 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 bang.
And I'm just now starting back to make beats on this machine. So I'll get there soon. What up, Kurt? I appreciate it. And again, like, I'm just gonna put the atmosphere and set it up so that we can have it right. But everybody who it's really gonna come down to, like, with me, we with each other. It's cooperative economics. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not like I'm setting it up, and also, shit, I ain't even thought about my way, like, how, yeah, that helped the whole community. That's all I'm thinking about. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. I made this little blapper the other day, though. Little blapper. I don't care, though. This was just a YouTube beat, dude. I made this beat live while we was talking about how to change the sounds and shit. Alright. But I'm gonna get up out here, though. I'd like to thank y'all for tapping in and doing that. Think about it, though. Because you can work together or you can work forever. Break bread or fake dead. Straight up. Get with something. Find something good and worthwhile to contribute to. Don't go out not even contributing to nothing. Ask yourself, what is you down with right now that's trying to help stop this shit? What organization or anything are you a member of that's trying to make some type of change like that? This ain't even set out like we trying to make this change. If we get money like that, change is inevitable. You ain't even got to tell nobody what type of proposals that 50% of these people would approve. But it's going to come down to being sharp enough to know how to write one. If you got 1,000 people and you can access the bread or tell what to do with the bread, if you could be the boss of the money by writing a good enough proposal to convince half of the people that your idea is the best. Or not even the best, because the proposals ain't pitted against each other. It's not a competition. It's not like he got a proposal that's good, he got one that's good. If people approve that one and approve that one, they both get funded. That's crazy, B. That's the stupid, crazy shit. So I ain't even got a trip. And it seems like when you use the power of the people like that, it ain't no way around it. Think of how somebody, if the smart contracts is tight, and everything is right, just like the auditors say it is, then use your brain right now to tell me the way that ain't gonna work. Be the harshest devil's advocate, critic, anything. Because I like thinking like this. I think a mastermind can develop systems that can change the universe. I think that. And so the stuff I aspire to be, don't just be normal. I be like, you can't just think of one facet of it. You have to have the whole complete self-sustainable system that will work. And if that ain't one, then let somebody know. Now that beat just was all right. That wasn't like no. I told you when I made it, I said I wouldn't rap to this. Remember? But I just like catching all my vibes. Hell of my beats. I only rap to like 10% of my beats. But am I wrong though? Am I wrong or am I strong? You feel me? I think I'm strong with that one. Oh, that's the wrong shit. But yeah, it's 8:30 over here. I don't know. Well, y'all, I'd like to thank y'all for tapping in with me. I ain't planning on doing no 2 hours tonight. I just wanted to put some good energy out into the atmosphere. So, you know what I'm saying? Start getting y'all shit together. I'm saying, for real, if anything I said sound appealing, then start getting your shit together for what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's gonna be thousands of these things. All of them ain't gonna be like this much, but 1,000 people with $1,000 is starting out with $1 million, and you only gotta convince 500 people to make the money move. That's not hard right there. Feel me? Like suppose we did this and we was on day one wanting to go look over the first proposals. Do you think that foolishness is going to convince anybody to click approve? You're going to have to come tight. Just how they was just coming in that DAO I just showed y'all with those real ass things. Like, let's put a real estate investment. They put their real estate investment fund into their DAO. At least with that's what they was proposing to do. It'll have to be stuff like that. Like, yo, let's buy this building in what you call it. Who are the owners? The DAO would be the owners. That's crazy, bro. That's gonna be crazy. Oh shit. Oh, I just seen something. I had an epiphany. That's the only rival for corporations that we could possibly ever come up with. Because DAOs will grow so big to where that when they're their own entity, then it got to be LLC'd, and then that's when somebody gonna have to. That's when the anonymity breaks. Because when you try to start acquiring real world things, if it's not just a company on the blockchain, it's gonna be a little different. But that's not a hurdle you can't hop. For instance, right now, when you acquire a property, the person who acquired the property, if you're doing business, he should, and if you occupying your own building, you're supposed to have 2 companies for that, right? You're supposed to have a company for the holder of the building and a company that's the tenant. Then you lease your own building to yourself, and you doing better at tax time. Plus, you got a leaser. You could be your own leaser and walk in the bank and have a leaser. Man, some of this stuff we got to talk about more, man. I mean, I'm not trying to be, I'll never be. Matter of fact, I hope you know, you just on my casual page, Peep game. We talking about game. It didn't say listen to the expert. It ain't my expert opinion. This is just game. This is knowledge, and I'm 46. So I ain't old, but I ain't no youngster. You know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of those years trying to acquire good information, and I love putting it out. You feel me? And with that being said, I want to thank Gregory for subscribing. I see mods and subscribing. Yo, don't be confused between the tools and the fuse. We all need the tools and the fuse, and and get out in these. What somebody said? Yeah, somebody said let's not just use these cyber streets to hang out. Let's make connections and grow. Definitely. It's all it's been about since day one for me on the internet. I done met some of the biggest people. I told you my homeboy that owned the Moon Cats. I don't want to say he owned Moon Cats, but he's selling them NFTs. They going for thousands about the cats. That's my partner. We met on the internet like 10 years ago. Ain't never even kicked it in real life, but done hella transactions through the internet. Back when Bitcoin, he used to want to get paid in Bitcoin back in the day. I see why now. The same way I showed you those videos of me in 2012 and 2013, 14, dealing with Bitcoin, it was primarily because I was doing work with that brother who was building, he was building my first version of HyroCoin. I ain't even spoke on HyroCoin all night. That's a whole nother thing. It's based on the same thing, cooperative economics. But that conglomerate is only going to have proposals based on helping independent artists. We're not listening to no other proposals. But this other co-op I'm talking about is not going to be limited to what type of proposals we listen to. And we hope that the majority of people are similar minded and putting forth money towards the advancement of our communities. Straight up. And I mean, it even might be some underline on that shit. Like, let's buy all of Detroit. Let's just buy it all first. Not with $1 million, but you know what I mean. Oh, not with $1 million. It's 8:30. It's 8:38, man. Somebody said, yes, NFTs are also a way to transfer digital items. Why don't I just go on and put this up on the stream? Oh,
Yeah, and I'ma work 'cause I ain't going.
Man, I gotta step my game up. I must be lazy right now. I keep on going to the wrong scenes when I'm trying to switch. And once again, this is what I call the donate screen, where I say thank anybody supporting my channel. This is the way you help and support the channel so I can keep getting the ideas out to you. You feel me? And I mean, hey, it is what it is, but I just want to say thank you. You feel me? So what? So what's your plan then? Somebody call in right now with a better plan than that. Shit. That's what I'm about to give out, the call-in numbers before I wrap it up. Nah, for real. Come on, man. What organization is you a part of right now that's trying to put some money on it to bring forward change? Just let me know the number. I ain't opening up 911. What's the number? Gotta do hella shit to do that. Google Voice. Let me see. I'm just gonna say that and wait around for 5 minutes and see if somebody want to make a comment. Oh, see, that's that thing though. Find my Google Voice number is 919-727-4633. That's 919-727-4633. Once again, 919-727-4633. Did I sound like a radio dude? Oh yeah, HyroCoin is just, yeah, that's gonna be crazy, bro. Because the community gonna be able to submit their proposals in the same way, but Hyro gonna reserve 51% of the vote because we don't want nothing coming out under our imprint that people just voted on and then got it past us and then just use our system to exploit us. But that's a whole nother conversation. We just starting, man. But we gonna go way past millies, bruh. We gonna go way past the millies. We just starting, please believe. And then I started had to give it more thought. I'm like, man, I need to be clear that I don't want. I mean, I love all the love, but I don't want. I'm not trying to turn off my own donations. But what I'm saying is, I want people to donate to an organization that we all own, not donate to me. Just to be clear. But I'm not hating on myself. I need y'all support to be able to sit here and talk this shit like this. I ain't never taken away from that. Word up, word up. Yeah. Let me see. And now we're going to do a round of answer that question. Let me see. I was already here, Larry. Larry is already here. I believe, don't have me go back to the Bible when they talk about the haves and the have-nots. That only gave me understanding about who I really was. Dang, bro, that was way too much. That's more appropriate. It gave me more understanding to why my life worked how it worked. Because I would be thinking, is that an angel? Or is that like something watching over? No. Just read the Bible when they talk about the haves and the have-nots. In the Bible, when they talking about the haves and the have-nots, they talking about your mentality towards accessing your spiritual abundance. Tell me I'm lying, I'm flying. It's true, bro. That's what it is. I appreciate you, Larry. It's about accessing God's kingdom in the Bible. That's what they're talking about.
Bang, 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 bang.
See, I'm hitting all of these sound effects because this is what when you drop a good metaphor in hip hop, this is what you're supposed to hear, right? Shit like that. So now it ain't hip hop, but it's still the same thing. This is words of wisdom.
Bang, 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 bang.
I have my class A's, but by this December I'm going to get there. Yeah. Dang, I didn't know Maker had that much money in their DAO, yo. We need a DAO that got that much money in it. It had 11 billion? 11 billion. Imagine thinking of something at your house, because whoever, believe it or not, the person thought of that at the house, or where they were, wherever they was at when they thought of it. They thought of that idea, they implemented it, and it has 11 billion in that company taking proposals to see what they should do with it, or to see whatever they see. That's crazy. Shit like that. Let me see, yeah, but that's what it is. I hate to be yawning, because then you at the house yawning now. I'll make you sleepy through the computer. That'll be cold. I ain't what I'm trying to do. But I am definitely trying to stay out of the nonsense. I know life sometimes will make you be negative. And you start thinking that shit is appropriate because of your environment or because of your situation or your condition or something. But I just got to not just let that take over me ever. I hate that energy. Because I never done nothing productive with bad energy. It's just a waste of your life. You know what I'm saying? I can take that back, because I learned how to channel negative energy through my rap music. And so it made me like a fierce battle rapper. But what's the results of that? A life of prosperity and the ability to be able to not be in the workforce and all that. I appreciate that. I'm not taking nothing away from that. But I'm simply saying that shit ain't useful or cool. You know what I'm saying? Just that negative shit. It's good for YouTube views. That's what they doing. You feel me? Put hella negative stuff up with people fussing, fighting, screaming. And it's entertainment. All right. I'm just cool on that. And that's probably why I probably will be where I'm at forever. You know, you ain't gonna just... It ain't gonna be one day when the world just start wanting to hear the just ultimate truth and shit. Not saying I'm the ultimate truth. Definitely not saying that. But it's all sensationalism, theatrics. It's always gonna fool the common person or man. That's why people still like the WWF, bruh. And some people still think it be real. Some people don't like to hear you say the WWF ain't real. Because they just want to believe that all that sensationalism has a place. Ooh, but I'll tell you what, Jerry. You remember Randy Monster Man Savage? Ooh, but I'll tell you what. They used to be standing there shaking and shit. I used to be thinking, damn, bro. I'd be like, you would have been got whooped. That's just all I used to think. Like, I can't stand to shake like that in front of nobody outside because they're going to put hands. Like, you like, ooh. And it used to be people who remember being young and finding out who thought wrestling was real when a fight broke out on the street block. You don't remember finding out. It wasn't a big thing to you in your childhood. You probably can't even remember it. But you might have had that one day where you looked at somebody fighting when y'all was young and you was thinking, oh, he must think wrestling real. Because he tried like a flying knee drop while he was in the hood fight or something. Oh, I remember that. That might have been me or something. Let me see. You know what I'm saying? That's hella funny. You don't remember that. All right, this is what else I was talking about. We used to be having some... I'm just going in, man. Don't even trip. This is a talk show, you know. Hey, who remember when y'all would put all y'all foots together in order to do what's called shoe calling, right? To see who was going to be it for the game y'all was about to play. Y'all put all y'all shoes together, somebody count the shoes, and it'll wind up on the last person, and that person is it. You remember? Well, then why did we get down to these people? It was just the same type of person who been kicking people off the crate challenge. That's a type of a person who run up and kick the crates while you trying to do the crate challenge. That type of person needs to be diagnosed by a psychiatrist and shit. It was the same type of person, but I can't even remember right now. That just made me laugh, dude. The people who be running up kicking the crates, bruh. Why somebody doing the crate challenge? Well, without to go too far, that's exactly the type of person that is, right? All right. We coming up on our last 10 minutes. I'm coming up on my last 10 minutes because it's about to be 9 o'clock. And the girls is doing their work. The country life is crazy, bro. You can't even go outside right now. Ain't nothing out them doors. You feel me? Ain't like you gonna have a drink or something. Ain't no bar, and you gotta go 3 cities away. Oh my gosh! But anyway, we gonna learn teamwork, make a dream work. We gonna eventually come together, and not on no, on some community beautification. That's what I've been on: community beautification, community restoration. And community just don't mean like the street lights and shit like that. I'm talking about the people. I don't want to hear that pseudo common unity stuff. Let's look that up right now and break that up. I always was like, man, community don't come from common unity. Well, let's look and see, because we always be letting folk tales happen in our community. So let's see, we're gonna myth bust that real quick. See, it might be true, but there's something called folk etymology. And in folk etymology,
Community.
people gonna tell you, community, the common unity. You know, it's the common unity. When I hear shit like that, I be knowing this is blackology about to take place. Because I do etymology. And here's another case of us doing some etymology together to see if that's pseudoness or not. It could not be. I mean, come on now. Common, see, common. Okay, so we're going to see if they telling true. A number of people associated together by the fact of residence in the same locality. Also common people, not the rulers of the clergy from the old French communite. Community, commonness, everybody, from the Latin communitatum. Nominative, communitas, I want to see the common unity. If it's the common unity, then I agree. Okay, but I want to see that shit. It said it kind of like rear, where it said unite. You feel me? But the old Latin was merely a noun of quality, meaning fellowship, community of relations or feelings. But in the medieval Latin, it came to be used as concretely to mean a society, a division of people. In English, it means common possessions or enjoyment. What? In English, the meaning common possessions or enjoyment is from the 1400 sense of a society or association of persons having common interests or occupants. All right, yeah, here we go, union. I just want to, but it still don't say unity, even though it don't need to say it in order to say it. It said unite. So I wouldn't be able to call that folk etymology all the way. I would say that there got to be some truth to that, but I didn't see. What I'm saying is you don't see the word unity standing alone in the etymology of community. That's all I was saying. But let me see what they say. They said see common. Now this is where you get some extra stuff to say at a dinner table. And then you can study until you're dominating London dinner tables. And everyone's quiet listening to the black man talk. When you're like, well, actually... You feel me? Don't you hate being that person who want to talk but you ain't got no information? Some people just grow up and then they just feel they got the right to talk now. But if you ain't got no information, then what is you talking doing? We all have intuition and some people are intuitively smart. So you don't want to disrespect who you can get knowledge from. You can get knowledge from anyone in any state at any given time. But all right, here it goes. See, community, they say, all right, this is a good one to break it down. Because we got the common pleas, which is a 13th century from the Anglo-French communes plaintes, hearing civil action by one subject against another as opposed to pleas of the crown. So these were the common pleas at first. I can't wait to break this down on somebody who be trying to say, you know, community, the common unity. I'll be like, yeah, that came from the 13th century, the common pleas, bruh. Then it turned to the common prayer, you understand me? It turned to the common prayer. The common prayer is that done in public in unity with other worshipers, contrasting the private prayer. Then we get the common stock, attested from 1888. Common speech, late 14th century, is a vernacular as opposed to Latin common good, but it ain't never going to get us to the common unity. Because it wasn't. It comes from this. That's what I keep saying. They wrong. Latin communists. So the UNIS comes from the Latin. Look. In common. So common unity is pseudo. But that doesn't mean anything bad. It's called folk etymology. It's the way we be thinking words came from and what we say words came from, but ain't really what the word came from. I mean, you know, the closest we got was common unitatum, and I'm pretty sure that's the same thing, dude. Come on, dude. I'm just saying. I'm not fighting it. I'm just saying. Technically, it don't say that. You feel me? So what did we go through today? We went through the MakerDAO. We got 3 minutes before we get up out of here. We went through the MakerDAO. We learned that this was a DAO. This ain't just a coin. These people governing over this coin like I propose we do. These people are governing over $11 billion. We worried if our little $1,000 gonna get taken off the smart contract. That be our petty ass problem. I ain't being disrespectful to that amount of money, but that be our problem. We worry if our because you ain't gonna contribute the whole million. All you contributing is a G. All the what I mean by this to say this. Anybody can contribute any amount. You're not about to be no voting member. In order to have governance rights, you at least got to make a contribution that's equal to your rights. And I just said 1,000 people with $1,000 is $1 million. So I'm not worried about getting 1,000 people, dude. You know how many people on this earth? That's where my confidence comes from. That's where my, I don't have to sell this. I don't have to go get on the biggest stage. And no, it's going to sell itself. It's going to sell itself. Especially with people who are already in the crypto space, who already know what it is, that I ain't got to be convincing to be a part of this $1.8 trillion. $1.8 trillion on the screen. 1,840,084,683,074. How much a part of that is that? Is you. Leave, man. But that's about it, because we're about to go into the power hour at 9 o'clock, bringing you the goodness. Oh, y'all just see my beat machine. You don't see nothing. In the chat. And it's a nice little desktop. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm about here.
Peace. Going out lazy, bro. Thought he was conscious, but his homie just played me, bro. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bro. They crazy, bro. Alright, it's getting kinda dirty in these YouTube streets. The Amara squad, God thinking you dudes weak. Islam or Judaism, where you learn what you dudes teach. The West African rapper slapping with that voodoo speech. All that sub-Saharan terror about a cuckoo feet. I'm like Norma, the agricultural farmer that grew you wheat for the storehouses. We feed the Hebrews and lead the people when we defeat the feeble. They wanna know polite rip me off, but Sonetta paid me my money though. That means he 100 and I work, cause I ain't going out lazy, bro. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bro. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bro. They crazy, bro. Nubian with the Jews, I rock the pinky. I think Jesus got to save me, a doctor save me, a Dr. Inky. I cop the copper jewels, all blue and red. I'm not the chakra doctor, y'all claim woke. But you in bed, you won't pop a chopper, you Grandmaster J. You just talking. punks turn the other cheek and you will walk away. Y'all gon' have to pardon my Moorish. That's to Hawker Bay. I'm on that black African power on my darkest day. And that's my brother Ankh stomping them other punks. We brought them gators to Italy, you loving the Moors. And now I'm teaching from my shrine like brother Jabari. Scope in the savannah cause I'm on another safari. Tasha K showed us Frank record. Young Pharaoh just losing his mind and y'all can't help him. I know one thing, you're a fool if you're still out here donating to Umar school. That shit cool. And I'ma work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh. Look. You showing your hidden colors like Tariq Nasheed. A bunch of pseudo-information I don't think I need. Probably lying on the text, ask Divine or Zion Lax. Just get that microphone ready. With Metal Netta, I'm Stone Jetty. A Ujahu, a Saw Imhotep. Y'all probably timid still on them Bobby Hemmett teachings. I'm in Gozy with the DNA. Cats corny and it's killing me too. You talk that black shit, but you look Arab like Gorilla Hebrew. You need therapy, they telling me just chillin', be cool. I'm a magi orchard, you a sad guy talking. And I'ma work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh.